Sam Soliman versus Jermain Taylor for the IBF Middleweight Championship. This fight just happened on ESPN today, and it was. I know why now. Why I don't watch ESPN fights that much. The fights were good tonight, but I can't stand commercials, and they play the commercials between every round, and it's really annoying because I got a DVR and I record all my stuff and then watch it later, and I fast forward through the commercials. But since it's a fight, though, I have to watch it live because watching it live is the best way to watch a fight. It's not as good after the fight. I still like watching boxing matches when they're not live. I'm just saying when it's live, it's even better. So I always watch the big fights live. But HBO and Showtime don't got commercials. ESPN's got commercials. Plus, when you got a boring ESPN fights, that's why I don't watch ESPN fights a lot of the time. But today, ESPN had good fights today, and so let's just get down to the fight. Taylor versus Soliman. Soliman was winning the fight up until the second half, up until the 6th round. Then he injured his leg. I think it was his left leg, but you could see he could not put pressure on the leg at all. And you could clearly see that it wasn't an act. He truly did hurt his leg. I think it was his knee, they were saying, or something like that. But the guy just had no legs after the 6th round. He pulled something. He did something to his leg. So Sam Soliman was just fighting on pure heart and still doing good with one leg, I gotta say. Jermain Taylor started knocking him down a lot after the leg went. But a lot of the punches weren't even clean. They were glancing blows, or they didn't even land. Like the first knockdown was from a jab, and his leg just gave out. It was clearly his leg. You could compare it to the Cotto-Sergio Martinez fight, how Sergio's leg would kind of go. But maybe even kind of similar, but Cotto was hitting Sergio with huge bombs. But in this instance, Taylor wasn't really hitting him with huge bombs. His legs just, he pulled the leg, he did something, like I said. And it wasn't the fact that Taylor knocked off his equilibrium or anything like that. His legs were just, something was wrong with his leg. The guy is a veteran, 40 years old. He's been in the fight game for I think it was 16 years or something like that. So the guy, wear and tear on the body. But what a bad and inopportune time to happen with this kind of big fight. But anyway, like I said, Soliman, I'm confident Soliman, if that didn't happen to his leg, he would have won this fight. He was clearly winning the fight up until the leg injury. And what I learned from Sam Soliman, I got huge respect for him now, for the Australian. The guy is a true warrior, and the guy fought on the leg, with one leg. And he was actually, in the later rounds, he actually started to get his momentum back in one of the rounds and started winning that round. But then he lost his leg again and he got dropped. But anyway, he fought with so much heart. You got to give respect to Sam Soliman. And like I said, he was still doing good even with one leg. And all I gotta say is, what a bad luck for his leg to go out. But the guy in the post-fight interview, Sam Soliman, no excuses, said this wouldn't have happened if Taylor wasn't as good as he is. But we all know he was just being humble, and we know he would have won, in my opinion. He would have won if that didn't happen. Jermain Taylor, he looked rusty. He's been inactive. He had the brain bleed and been knocked out a bunch of times, so mentally lost a lot of confidence. But pretty much Jermain Taylor did look rusty. And you would think a guy on one leg, as much as Sam Soliman was a warrior and kept on coming at him with one leg, you would think you could take the initiative and finish off Sam Soliman, but Jermain Taylor couldn't do that. And he was still getting hit a lot even with the one leg of Sam Soliman. But obviously you got to give credit to Sam Soliman. The guy's a warrior, and he's not a regular guy to do that on one leg. So it's not all Jermain Taylor's fault that he couldn't finish him off or that he couldn't do as well as he wanted to. It was Sam Soliman. It was just a true warrior. And you got to look at it. Jermain Taylor's not the same as he used to be. I haven't seen many of his fights. I think they're boring, but I haven't seen many of his fights. But so I don't even know how he was in his prime. All I know is he was like a very tactical, used his jab a lot in his prime or something. He was a very technically good, sound fighter. He beat Bernard Hopkins twice. And that was convincing enough for me to say this guy's good, even though I didn't even see those fights because my uncle said don't bother, they're super boring, you fall asleep. But anyway, Jermain Taylor didn't use his jab a lot, his best punch, and he looked rusty and he looked really beatable. And like I said, he was losing the fight until Sam Soliman injured his leg, and even with an injured leg, Sam Soliman was still connecting a lot. So all I got to say, if that was Miguel Cotto in Taylor's shoes, he probably would have finished off. Sam Soliman. But anyway, I'm not impressed with Jermain Taylor. He got the win though, but I'm not impressed. I just compare it to how would he do. Like I said, how would he do it against a Miguel Cotto at this, if he performed like that? How would Taylor do against a Gennady Golovkin? How would Taylor do against just guys, or a Canelo or someone like that? I think he's very beatable. And I heard the French guy, what's his name, Ndam or something, who beat Curtis Stevens. Apparently the winner is that fight was supposed to fight the winner of this fight. And I see the Ndam, the French guy, I see him beating Taylor. So, I don't know. I think Taylor looks very beatable. He looked rusty, and he didn't use his jab, his most effective punch. But you got to give credit to Sam Soliman. He made it hard on Taylor because the guy's a true warrior, and the guy's very awkward. And even on one leg, the guy, he was still doing good. But his legs were just... Clearly, you could see he did not have his legs. He couldn't put pressure on them. Even when he wasn't getting hit, he couldn't even stand up properly. And ring doctor actually got called in because it was that bad. But anyway, it made the fight more dramatic. It was a decent fight. But it's a shame that his leg went, but that's the way it goes. He'll always be a champion, though. In my mind, he'll always be a champion, even though he doesn't have the belt anymore. He was champion, and he always will be a champion. True warrior, no excuses. Say Taylor made... if Taylor wasn't so good, I still would have won. It wasn't my leg. It was that Taylor was good. So, guy was humble, and you got to respect that. Taylor gets a win, but for how long will he be able to keep it? I don't know. But anyway, he got a win. He came back from 4 knockout losses. And the serious, he had the brain bleed. So you got to give Taylor some for coming back when no one thought he should have. And I still don't think he should fight anymore. Because what if something else bad happens? Really, it's his decision, his trainer's decision. They're telling him to keep fighting, obviously. But anyway, when it comes down to it, it's his decision. Even though we got this win, I think he should still retire because you don't want anything else bad to happen after that. And anyway, yeah, decent fight. You had the pretty good night on ESPN. A lot of fights ended early. That one guy got hit in the groin, didn't get up, but obviously that guy didn't want to fight really. Or maybe he did really get hurt. from that shot in the groin. Who knows? But it looked like he didn't want to fight, and that guy took the full 5 minutes for getting hit in the low blow, and he just didn't want to get up. So, and then you had other fights. The Durrell won by knockout, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, and then another fight, I think, ended in knockout too. I can't remember their names, but anyway, it was a good night of boxing. And Jermain Taylor comes out with the unanimous decision victory and beats Sam Soliman and gets the IBF middleweight championship. And he is again champion. Like I said, though, for how long, I think he should retire, because his skills obviously are looking rusty, and he, like I said, he had, for the difficulty that Sam Soliman gave him with one leg, and the fact that he had a brain bleed, like, I think you should just hang him up after that, because you don't want any other injuries happening to your brain, because he already dodged a bullet from healing from that brain bleed, and he's all healthy now. Why risk it and open it up again? So really, I think he shouldn't fight anymore. But anyway, it was to wrap up the night. A lot of knockouts, low blow. Guy didn't want to continue, and then in the main event, Sam Soliman hurts his leg. He was winning the fight up until then. Then he hurt his leg. Fought like a true warrior with the one leg. Jermain Taylor knocks him down a lot. But really, it wasn't really Taylor knocking him down. It was really just his leg collapsing. But anyway, Jermain Taylor wins the IBF championship. And still, though, respect to Sam Soliman for being a true warrior. So let me know what you guys thought about the fight. Subscribe if you like my videos. And let me know in the comment section below what you think about the night of boxing.